Hey traders, hope you are well. This is the weekly Forex forecast for the 28th of October. And I'm just going to go through the charts. And I think the key for me, from my 30 years experience, is to ensure that your charts are kept as simple as possible. The simpler, the better, the less work you have to do, and the more money you make. So have a look at the US Canadian as an example. All you need to do is make sure the price and the candlesticks are green for a buy and they're above the blue line and all the buyers are in. That's it. Keep it as simple as that. As long as the price remains above the blue line, you just hold it, hold it, hold it. Of course, for a sell, you just simply wait for all the sellers to step in and then you sell it, sell it, sell it until the price moves above the blue line. That's it. You can bank several hundred pips at a time when the markets are moving. Now, in the last week or so, we've not seen any markets moving, but I'm going to go over the the weekly Forex forecast for the next week and give you my favorite trades for the week. The other thing to remember is with gold, it's very similar. If you see the price moving above the green line and you've got a big, fat, beautiful buy signal and all the buyers are in and the volumes are moving up, then the price is highly likely to move up, and just hold it until it moves below the green line. It's as simple as that. Now, of course, if it's quiet, you're not going to get much money, but so what? So here's a few live trades we've got open right now. Today, markets are closed, of course, but we'll continue to hold them. This is the pound New Zealand. This has been a buy for a week or so, and the price is heading for 21,850, let's call it, which is going to give us about 516 pips. Thank you very much. As long as the price remains above the blue line and all the buyers are in, hold. The New Zealand Swiss, all the sellers are in, and the price is then going to likely to fall in the next week or so. Yes, there's a big fat order block here, demand, but so what? Just let it go to 4989. Aussie Swiss to the downside, similar situation, but nonetheless heading for 56.50 in the next week or so. Take note of the FVGs. The FVGs are fantastic. You can trade off those very easily. And once the sellers come in, just sell it. So the New Zealand Swiss, the Aussie Swiss, the pound New Zealand are good to go, and there's going to be a few more this week as well for VIP members. So if you're a VIP member, I'll keep you up to date every day. And don't forget that gold is alive on YouTube as well, with the rules set so that you can follow it. And if you've got the gold on steroids system, then of course you'll understand exactly what's going on. Let's move my head a little bit. So let's go into the markets. Let's see what's happening in terms of the DXY. We've seen them rally in the DXY in the last couple of weeks, but actually the last week it hasn't really done much. There's a little bit of an order block here, and also here, if you can see this, there's a massive downtrend here. So I think we're likely to see a giving way of the dollar in the next week and heading for 101.90. So what that means is you may see that the euro dollar move up, pound US dollar move up, Aussie USD move up in the next week, heading for 101.90 before it may even take further upside momentum. But we'll have to wait and see. Yen futures have been weak in the last few weeks, but as I mentioned in the VIP room, this is a massive uptrend here, as you can see, for the yen futures. Now, this could change at any moment, and if it does, we're going to be short on all the yen, so keep an eye on that. If the trend continues and the sellers continue to come in, then we're talking about 63.92 into the FVG and then on to 62.86. But my gut feeling is that the price is highly likely to start moving the other way in the next few days. Swiss franc futures, again, showing lots of weakness into a parabolic trend in the last week or 3 weeks. But as you can see, very similar to the yen futures in terms of the massive uptrend here. So you're going to find that there may well be some support. May bounce off the FVG at 11530. If this bounces up, I'll be keeping an eye on it and keep you informed. Then I do expect all the Swiss pairs, Aussie Swiss, New Zealand Swiss, Pound Swiss, to give way and start to move down. Now the indices are completely mixed, so there's no trends. We're only interested in very powerful parabolic trends here at the tradingmentors.com, and we want to make sure that we're getting the best, most powerful moves. We've seen that the markets have been pretty quiet in the last week or two, but nonetheless there's always opportunities. Now in terms of gold, we can see that this is parabolic to the upside. All the buyers are in. The oscillator is indicating there's a possible pullback coming, but we just flick down to the gold on steroids and we can actually see quite clearly where the price is going each day as an intraday trader. So further upside is highly likely, but we'll have to wait and see now whether there's going to be any pullback into the week next week. I'm going to cover the majors, so euro dollar and pound USD, Aussie USD, New Zealand USD, because have a look at this here in terms of the euro dollar. This has been in a major uptrend, and the price has moved down to the bottom of this channel, so we could find that we're going to see some kind of a move upwards in the next week or two. So it could do something like this, but again, we need to see the DXY fall in order for that to happen. This is no longer parabolic, so it's not a trade we're looking at, but it could be something that we move into in the next week or so. Pound US dollar, as you can see, moved down to the bottom of this channel, so I do expect this price to move up, back up to 130.40 and then on to 132.64. However, not confirmed yet, not parabolic. Once it goes parabolic, I will let VIP members know. Don't worry. I do have a pending order on the Aussie USD. I do expect this price to break back up into the uptrend, as you can see from this channel. May not happen, but nonetheless it's a pending order, so it doesn't really matter. 66.97, call it 67, going up to 69.13. Is it parabolic? Yes, it is. But as you can see, there's a problem here in terms of this bottom of this channel here, which could take it over and move up in the next week or so, especially if the DXY goes weaker. Similar for the Kiwi, but we don't trade both of those anyway. US Swiss, congratulations if you've been trending and trading the US Swiss. This has been moving up, not much. But there was your buy there, up to there, and you just put your stop below the blue line, it's fine. And we can see the channel quite clearly, can't we, in terms of where the price is highly likely to go. There is an FVG here, which could bounce off there. But again, it depends on the DXY, doesn't it? I expect that the price is actually going to start to move down and then head for 8376. Again, this is parabolic to the upside. Oh, it's no longer parabolic. It has changed now, so that's switched off. US Canadian. As you can see, this has moved up quite a bit into this supply zone and to the top of this channel. So we do expect further for this price to give way, and that will obviously coincide with the long position on the Aussie USD. So keep an eye on this. This will be the driver of the Aussie USD. If this falls, we don't trade both. US Canadian and the Aussie USD do the exact opposites, so you don't want to be trading both. US yen has rallied this week in terms of bullish momentum up to 152.91, but I suspect we can see the channel here. If the yen futures goes long, as I suspect it might do in the next few days, then this could weaken and head for 138.71 or even slightly higher at 140.50. So just bear that in mind. Even though it might not be ready to trade now, it could be quite quick. It could be fairly quick actually. During the Asian session, it may just give way. So get these ready. They're definitely on the watch list. This is parabolic to the upside. As we can see, the buyers are in. It could continue up to 157.74. We have to wait and see. Depends on the DXY and the yen futures. They are the drivers of these. The pound Aussie is to the upside and is breaking up. Hit target 196.17. There was a order block here, so we will definitely not be trading this in the near term. Remember, we're only interested in powerful parabolic trends. This is where all charts agree, and this is one that's just gone parabolic. How do we know? Well, all the buyers have stepped in, and the oscillator is showing further upside momentum to 165.91. So we put in a fresh trade here, somewhere around there, stop below the blue line, and we'll have a target there of 165.91. Good trading. Trade at your own risk, of course. Pound Aussie, as previously mentioned, is hitting an order block, so we don't expect to be trading that. So Euro Aussie is a better trade than the Pound Aussie. We're only interested in parabolic trends, as mentioned, and all the sellers are in, as you can see from the Advanced Pro charts. And we do expect the price to head for 81.39 in the next few days. Euro New Zealand has gone parabolic to the upside, and we're expecting this price to move up. So lots of trading going on and lots of profits to be had this week. I'm going to take it just below the supply zone there, 183.71. Just make sure your stop is below support line here. You could take it just below there if you wish, but just make sure that the price remains above the blue line. That is the key. Okay, so a nice profit there to 183.71. Pound New Zealand, we've been in this for a while, heading for 21.849. How do we know it's right? Because all the buys are still in. All the buys are still in. If all the buys stay in, the price continues up. Doesn't get any simpler than that, guys. Keep your charts simple. New Zealand, Swiss, yes, there's a supply zone here. We covered this a little bit earlier today, but hold position. And what we will be doing is moving the stop closer to the market, but not too close. However, I do expect this to give way with the Swiss franc futures looking good to go long. Aussie Swiss, similar situation. You can trade both if you want. They do the same thing, but be aware that you are doubling your risk, of course, if you trade both. Now, in terms of the yen, as I mentioned earlier, the yen futures is a bit dubious. It may well turn upwards, which I hope it does. If we have a look at the pound yen as an example, it's not really done much. It's gone up a little bit this week, but you can see that the long-term trend is down. So I think any kind of price that gives way into this area here, into that support line, and breaks it, could start to head for 184.62 or just below that, 186, 184.50, somewhere like that, because the yen futures looks like it wants to go back up into the trend again. But only time will tell, of course. So this could be ready in the next few days for VIP members, and get ready for that. There could be some big moves like we've seen in the last few months back in July. Massive move, and we could see that come back in the next few days. So have a great weekend. Lots of lovely trades to be had. Aussie Swiss to the downside, New Zealand Swiss to the downside, Pound New Zealand to the upside, Euro New Zealand to the upside, New Zealand Canadian to the downside, Pound Aussie, Euro Aussie is a better one. The dollars are not quite there, so Aussie dollar to the upside if we see a weaker DXY.